Well, hello everyone and welcome back to another theme park obsession video. My name is Dylan and thank you so much for tuning back into the channel. Today, as you can see, I'm back in the theme park obsession office because I have a very big Stardust Racers update for you. We have new statements from Kevin Zavalas' family, Benjamin Crump, who is the attorney, and Universal Orlando. So let's not waste any more time and dive right in. If you haven't been caught up on the Stardust Racers story, I have two previous videos covering the topic. So yeah, today I just wanted to talk about the latest, and I have some notes right here in front of me, so that's why you see me pan down a little bit here. So first off, let's start with what Universal announced. Karen Irwin released an internal email to employees and Universal team members saying that Stardust Racers will in fact reopen. It's going to reopen on October 4th. So by the time some of you may watch this video, it will already be in operation. But kind of a surprising moment there. Yeah, Universal's ready to reopen Stardust Racers, which consists of two separate roller coasters. Remember, this is a dueling launch coaster at Epic Universe, so both sides will reopen on Saturday. Now I'm going to read some quotes from that email. Karen said, "Our comprehensive technical and operational review confirmed that the ride systems function properly throughout the boarding process, the duration of the ride, and upon the ride vehicle's return to the station." So this was something that they looked at a little bit earlier on, right when the incident happened, and they pretty much kind of went back in and reconfirmed that, yeah, everything was operating as intended. The team members did follow procedures throughout. There was a lot of confusion there about team members helping Kevin Zavala onto the ride vehicle. Well, according to Universal, that was false, and team members followed the protocol like they were supposed to. And it also says right here, in addition, the ride systems manufacturer, MAC, of record and an independent third-party roller coaster engineering expert conducted their own on-site testing and validated Universal's findings. So we have validation from MAC and third-party agencies on Universal's findings. So overall, everything's passing the test. Everything's passing what needs to be passed in order for the roller coaster to resume operation. We also got some much needed confirmation on the response, because I know during a couple of the press conferences lately with the attorneys and Kevin Zavala's family, there was a lot of talk about how everything was chaotic and the response was insane and, a lot of that talk. Well, we got some confirmation from the Orange County Fire Department and Universal. They said that Orange County Fire responded with 3 units, and it took about 7 to 13 minutes for crews to get to the coaster. Now, 2 Universal paramedics were already attending Kevin prior to the OC Fire getting there, and Kevin was still seated in the seat with the restraint still in place. They also had an AED attached to him. So when fire got there, they were able to release him from the seat, and then they moved him to another area of the station where they continued CPR on him. And then later at the hospital, they pronounced his passing. So at least we got some information there, because there's a lot of confusion. And of course, the attorneys are going to, say what they're going to say during a press conference until some official reports come out, but I'm glad we finally got some official reports. And like I was saying earlier, we have some statements from Zavala's family and Benjamin Crump, who is their attorney. So let's start off with the family's release statement. Quote, "By rushing to reopen this ride as if nothing happened, Universal is showing great disregard for Kevin's life, our family's pain, and the safety of every rider who steps onto that coaster. We are horrified that Universal would put a ride back into operation so quickly." Again, that's what his parents said. And then we have a statement from Benjamin Crump, who said, "Stardust Racers is evidence in an active death investigation. Reopening the ride before our experts can examine every component is unadulterated spoliation of evidence, a grave risk to public safety, and puts profit over people's lives. Universal reportedly told employees the ride functioned as intended. If that's accurate, then the design itself is deadly. We are demanding that Universal pause the reopening, preserve all evidence, and allow our experts to inspect it. If they refuse, we will address Universal's callous actions in court." So yeah, some pretty big statements there from Universal and the family and the attorney. Clearly some pushback from the family and the attorney. Also, I want to reiterate for those that are just not aware of the safety guidelines on Stardust Racers, it says in their Universal safety guidelines specifically for Stardust Racers that it's not for guests with back, neck, or similar conditions. I mean, it is a no-go. It's not even like one of those recommendations. It's like, no, we do not allow this on this attraction. And also, Kevin was born with his spinal condition, spinal cord atrophy. So, yeah, there's a lot working here. And personally, I think what Universal found was that, yeah, the ride is operating as intended. Nothing went wrong, and if anything, this might be a case where Kevin just shouldn't have been riding. Now, some of you might be asking, well, what is Universal going to do now that the ride's going to be reopening and everything's kind of still ongoing with the court case? Are they going to be altering the ride or any other rides? Well, in that internal email that Karen sent out to employees, she did say, quote, "To further assist guests in determining whether they can or cannot ride an attraction, we are updating operational procedures and attraction signage to reinforce existing ride warnings and physical eligibility requirements at Stardust Racers and other rides." So, yeah, they're going to make it very, very clear now, especially on attractions like Stardust Racers, who's able to ride, who's not able to ride. And I don't even think this is going to be a Universal Orlando thing. I think this is going to be a chain-wide thing. I believe we're going to start seeing emphasis on attraction safety guidelines at Universal Studios Hollywood, Universal Parks in Asia, and I mean just every other destination that they have. If they have a warning sign, they're going to make it very, very clear. I mean, we could already see these kind of things happen to Halloween Horror Nights as well. It is the Halloween season at the time of making this video, and by next year we could see those warning signs be even more in our faces, just to reiterate, hey, this is who is able to experience this attraction. This attraction's not for everybody. And people also have to remember that, especially when it comes to high thrill roller coasters. A high thrill roller coaster is not for everybody. It's clearly not for everybody. I'm going to be keeping a close eye on what the family and the attorneys do, because at this point, now that Universal has proven that the ride is safe and it's operating as intended, what's the next move then? Because I feel like this is pretty damning for the other side's case in all of this. I mean, we have to remember that Universal, MAC, and all the third-party agencies that work on this stuff, these are not fly-by-night companies, and they're not just going to quickly reopen something just because then that leads to more legal problems. So I have pretty good confidence that Universal and MAC know what they're doing. And going back to what Benjamin Crump was saying, like, oh, the ride is dangerous. Like, well, that's what you're saying. Is that truth? Clearly, according to Universal and MAC, no. It might just be a situation where it just was too intense for Kevin Zavala. And that is true for a lot of other rides. I think if Kevin would have been riding X2 at Six Flags Magic Mountain, he probably would have met the same fate. Because I think X2 is more intense than Stardust Racers is. That's my opinion, but I think that if he had gone on other roller coasters with the same level of intensity or even greater intensity, probably would have had the same problem. Now, in addition to what we've learned so far, there will be another press conference with Benjamin Crump and the family that will happen in the next couple days at the time of making this video. So I will update on my X account all the latest breaking news. If you haven't started following me there, I will leave the link down below in the description. I've been covering the Stardust Racers incident religiously, and I also cover a bunch of other theme park news and updates and all that kind of fun stuff over on X, so be sure to check out all of that. But yeah, I mean, this whole entire story is interesting, and it continues to be very, very interesting. And I'm going to be very curious to see what the attorney says moving forward. Yeah, now that Universal has proven that Stardust Racers was operating the way it was supposed to be operating, and there's nothing wrong with the roller coaster. And as far as the reopening, I know the reopening can kind of seem, I guess I could use the word harsh to the family, but we all have to remember that if there's nothing wrong with it, and even third-party agencies are not finding anything wrong with the attraction itself, well, then there's really no reason to keep it closed. And we also have to remember that Universal is a business. They just opened this theme park. Stardust Racers is a major attraction in the park. And if they get the clearance from MAC, from third-party agencies, and a bunch of other people, and they all say the same thing, like, yeah, no, you could. This is safe. This is totally safe. Well, then they're going to reopen it. They're going to add that attraction back to the list of things to do at Epic Universe, while they're still going through this this case with Kevin Zavalas' family. So, yeah, I'm going to be keeping an eye on it. I will let all of you know the latest information. What I pretty much said in today's video is all the latest. Looking back on the notes here, yeah, I pretty much covered everything. We got the statements from Karen Irwin. We got the statements from Benjamin Crump and the Kevin Zavalas family. We know that Universal will be changing up some of the safety guidelines as far as making them a little bit more in our face, which I think is going to be chain-wide. And yeah, I mean, I believe that's all the information that we have right now. I think the next batch of information that is going to be pretty critical to all this is, okay, so what was he hitting his head on? How did he get the lacerations? And what fully caused the blunt force trauma? I personally believe the blunt force trauma was caused by the G-forces of the ride. But again, we need to learn more information on exactly how that all happened. And I think in the next couple days, we're going to learn more info on that. Maybe on Monday when they do this press conference, we'll learn some more information, because we are still awaiting some more autopsy results. And Benjamin Crump said that those will be coming out soon. So yeah, I'm going to turn it all around to you. What do you think about all this? What do you think about the statements that have been made by Universal, Kevin's family, and the attorney? Go ahead and let me know down below in those comments. Remember to keep them respectful. I have no problem deleting comments. You can voice your opinions and all that kind of stuff by all means, but let's just keep it clean down there. And yeah, like I was just saying, I will be updating you as much as possible as news continues to trickle out. I believe I'll have a video on Monday, or well, I'll have a video in the next couple days after you've watched this one, covering the latest, because I think we're going to learn a bunch of information in the next few days. And again, all the breaking stuff will first be posted on X. So yeah, there's your Stardust Racers incident update, the latest from Universal Orlando, and the team on Kevin Zavalas' side. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, you can let me know by smashing the thumbs up button. And if you're new to the channel and you love these news-related videos and just vlogs from some of your favorite theme parks, well, I cover a bunch of theme parks from all over. So be sure to subscribe and stay notified. Don't forget to check out my socials by following those links down below in the description. But until the next video, I hope you have a beautiful day, morning, evening, whatever it is. I'll see you next time in the parks. Bye.